deter them.
Tricky? Oh my god.
Reached the door, the figure had already vanished deeper into the forest.
No way. What the hell? Oh my god, are you reading this? Oh my god.
Oh, they're scared of them. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know. I hear something now. It's still okay.
Planned or not, it created a memorable moment. That's all for tonight. What do you think was the most disturbing encounter on this list? Let us know in the comments below.
Mark used AutoTrader to find a great truck and stay on budget. Explaining how a snowmobile was also technically a budget, that's a work in progress. Get your deal with Canada's car marketplace, AutoTrader.
Aria's TikTok didn't start with a goofy challenge or a dance trend. It started with fear. Real, uncontrolled fear. Aria posted only 2 videos before she vanished from TikTok, and both were the kind of footage that leaves a stain on your mind. The first one is simple, raw, and horrifying. Aria is sprinting down a hotel hallway at full speed, screaming like something is right behind her. There's no build-up, no setup, just pure primal fear. That's where everything is real. It starts calm, too calm. She's walking down the hallway, filming sideways, pretending to be on a FaceTime call. She's whispering, acting casual, like she's trying to make someone nearby when she isn't recording. And then it is. Her breathing changes. Her pace quickens. She glances behind her, and right there, something snaps inside her. She breaks into a dead sprint, like she suddenly knows she's not alone. Her caption sends chills. I pretended to be on empty so they could leave me alone, but then I heard running, so I ran. But here's the problem. Freeze frame, the moment she looks back, the hallway behind her is empty, utterly empty. And that's when a man named Tony recognizes the hallway, because he works at that hotel. He pulls the security footage, and the truth is somehow worse than the TikTok. Aria is sprinting down the hallway in full terror, but the cameras show no one chasing her. Nothing. She leaps into the elevator, slams the buttons, and then does something eerily childlike. She presses herself into the corner, hiding her face like she's trying to disappear. The elevator doors refuse to close. She panics and bolts out, and the instant she steps away, the elevator shuts normally.
and the elevator doors might be closed. Maybe secrets.
Tony and the co-workers go to check her room. What they find looks like a scene left behind by someone fleeing for their life.
With all the director.
Clothes everywhere, drawers yanked open, personal items tossed around like someone ransacked the place in a hurry. Her bag is still neatly packed on the bed, as if she intended to leave, and never got the chance. Then they open the bathroom. On the floor is a door popping wire, the kind thieves used to break into rooms. It didn't belong to her. And hotel staff don't use tools like this. Someone, or something, was trying to get inside her room. But here's the part no one can explain. The hall cameras show nobody near her, nobody following her, nobody entering her floor, no one bringing after her. Whatever chased her, whatever she heard run behind her, whatever forced the elevator to glitch and hold its doors open, the cameras didn't catch it. Aria hasn't posted a scene. No update, no explanation. This next video comes from a Saudi man who regularly camps alone in the desert, something that's completely normal in that region. People go out to relax, cook, and spend the night far away from the city. But during one of these trips, he records something that many in the Arabian world immediately recognize. While filming the empty desert at night, a strange light appears in the distance. It flickers, hovers, and moves in a way that doesn't resemble a vehicle, a drone, or campfire. According to local folklore, this phenomenon is known as Abu Fanus, a type of jinn said to appear as a floating lantern-like light in the desert. In Islamic and Arabian folklore, jinn are believed to live alongside humans, often inhabiting abandoned places, ruins, and vast open deserts. Abu Fanus is described as one of the more deceptive types, known for luring travelers by appearing as a distant light, drawing them farther away from safety.
How you doing?
In another video recorded on a different night, the man is once again camping when the light appears, but this time it's closer, much closer. As he films, the glowing figure seems to approach his camp rather than staying in the distance. The movement is slow, deliberate, and steady, and sometimes follow people who acknowledge them. In many Islamic teachings, it's advised not to call out to such lights, not to chase them, not to engage, as doing so is believed to invite harm or misdirection. Skeptics argue that these lights could be explained as distant fires, atmospheric reflection, optical illusions made worse by heat and darkness. But supporters of the folklore point out that the movement, timing, and behavior don't always align with natural explanations, especially when the light appears to respond to a person's presence, whether this man encountered a rare natural phenomenon or something deeply rooted in ancient belief. The footage taps into a fear that's existed in desert cultures for centuries, out there, far from cities, far from witnesses, surrounded by silence. Not everything that glows is meant to be followed. Let me take you into this one slowly, because it's easily one of the most unsettling cave encounters ever uploaded. A man from the YouTube channel, The Highway 9, posted a video back in 2017. He was hiking with his dog when he noticed a narrow opening in the rocks, a cave he'd never seen before. Nothing marked it, no signs, no trails, just a slit of the earth big enough to squeeze through. Inside, it went deeper and deeper. Multiple chambers, tight walls, low ceilings. The kind of place where every breath goes back at you twice. At first it's hard. A few bats shifting on the ceiling, dust falling from the stone. Just a guy exploring a cave that probably hasn't seen it in decades. But the deeper it goes, the heavier the air feels. This dog starts getting uneasy, taken down, and years back, and something about the way the tunnel inherited feels wrong.
Este.
At the very end of the cave, he isn't alone. There's a figure standing dead center in the last chamber. Tall, motionless, human-shaped, but completely unnatural. Draped in a long black cloak, the kind you only see in ritual clothing or old European witch attire. Hanging from under the hood is this long, grey, wiry hair. It doesn't move. It doesn't flick. It just stands there, staring straight at him. He doesn't wait to find out more. He bolts. The figure never follows. It simply lets him leave. But here's the part people overlook. There's folklore that fits this perfectly. An appellation of European mountain lore. There's an entity known as a watcher, or cave witch, a spirit that inhabits abandoned mines, caverns, or underground tunnels. They're described almost exactly like what you saw. Tall, human-shaped, cloaked, grey hair, motionless until you move first. And most important, they don't chase unless you trespass past a certain point, cross their threshold, disturb their space, or try to disrupt them, and then they act. But if you enter, see them, and retreat, they let you go, not out of kindness. But because in that folklore, the Watcher's only purpose is to guard, not hunt, they stand, they observe, they warn, and in turning around and fleeing might have been the only correct move he could have made. Some caves aren't empty, some caves aren't claimed, and sometimes the thing claiming them is willing to let you walk out alive. Once. A TikTok user named Sid Lane was renting an Airbnb when the dog started behaving strangely. Every time he approached the staircase leading to the upper floor, he freezes, thinking still, staring up the steps like something was standing there, waiting. At first, Sid brushed it off, but it kept happening. Again, the stairs, long down in that same position. As she walked past the bedroom, she saw the bead curtain swaying gently, as if someone had just walked through it. As she was filming, something else caught her there. Footsteps coming up the stairs behind her dog. She whips the camera around, and that's when it happens. In another video, she turns on the light to the loft room under the stairs. The switch is outside, so she slides her phone under the door, hoping to catch a glimpse of whatever's down there. She doesn't see much until she pulls the phone back one last time. The door handle jiggles, clear as day, but her hand is nowhere near it, and it gets worse. On the later attempt, she slides her phone under the door again, except this time. The next day, she records herself bringing the homeowner over to unlock the basement door.
It's underneath my house. That's it. Okay, well. Thank you.
When the owner finally retrieves the phone, viewers notice something Sid didn't mention. Deep scratch marks on the inside of the door. Something in that locked room had been trying to get out. Sid posts one last video before leaving the area. She films the basement, relieved that nothing else happens. But viewers point out something she completely overlooked far in the back of the basement. There's another door, one she never opened, one she never even mentioned, and nobody knows what was behind it. Drop your theory in the comments, because until someone opens that door, we have no idea what was waiting in the dark. This next exploration comes from Warsuf Amadi, a creator who was tipped off by a supporter about a strange, decayed property plastered in ominous symbols. He tried documenting it before, but every attempt ended the same way. Someone calling the police, shutting him down before he could see what was actually seen. This time he returns with a friend, determined to find out why this abandoned house seems so protected. They hop the stone fence and work their way around the outside. At the back, they spot an open window frame. Inside that room, splashed on the far wall, bold red, is a large number 6. Right above that same room is a window on the second floor, as there's examining the area. Something drops from that upper window, loud enough to pull their attention upward. The wall has the red 6. Now they notice something else. The door inside the room is sealed with 6 nails. That's when the path becomes too hard to ignore. Next to the window frame sits a small 3-step ladder, and on the ladder they notice what looks like blood, bright red. They don't know if it's Freddy, staged, or something else entirely. But whatever it is, it immediately spikes their friend. The ledge leading into the room appears to have the same red substance smeared across it. Woodstock climbs the ladder just enough to look inside. That's when everything collapses into panic.
Is that blood? Is that blood? It's
Inside the room, he sees what appears to be a body under a white sheet, the fabric stained with the same red substance. Survival instinct takes over. Always. As he runs across the yard, heart in his throat, he looks to his left and sees what he believes is another figure hanging from a tree. He and his friends sprint out of the property with zero intention of turning back. Once they reach a safe distance, they call the police and report exactly what they saw. Officers arrive on the scene. The video ends there. The mystery unresolved. The truth locked inside a house marked with sixes. Tisha uploaded a short video on YouTube, singing a soft lullaby to her baby. At first glance, it's heartwarming. Gentle music, a smiling child, the kind of scene that feels safe and ordinary. But look closer. In the baby's tiny hand is a small brush. Suddenly, pulled away as if an invisible hand snatched it. Keisha didn't notice a thing while filming. The movement is quick and silent, almost easy to dismiss, but for anyone watching frame by frame, it's impossible to ignore. Something unseen reached in, right under their noses, a moment that should have been completely innocent. What starts as a routine urban exploration quickly turns into one of the most dangerous situations ever captured in this niche. Jared, from the channel Jared Coker for the Vex, heads into a massive abandoned dog treat factory in Wichita, Kansas. The place is untouched. Equipment, rooms, documents, everything frozen in time. But while he's documenting the interior, the trip takes a sharp turn. From a high window, Jared notices a red car roll up to the property. The driver unlocks the gate, drives inside, then locks it behind him. No announcement, no warning, just a vehicle sealing off the only easy exit. Jared immediately realizes he's trapped with someone he knows nothing about. He begins moving through the building in complete silence, trying to stay out of sight. Every room becomes a potential escape route. Every shadow becomes a hiding spot for 20.
whoa, whoa. Oh. Oh, it's just me.
Man armed with a shotgun appears from behind the tree. Jared freezes. The gun is already raised. The man closes the distance and demands to know who else is with him. Jared insists he's alone. The man orders him to sit and tells him to put on a pair of handcuffs he's been carrying. The conversation that follows is tense and surreal. The man claims he regularly confronts trespassers and that if people run, fire.
What's going to happen? Police are going to come, and they need to pay their names and get what they're trespassing. Nothing he does. All better than the shooting, isn't it?
Is that all right, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot. See people I'll shoot at them. If they run, shoot. There you go.
Jared has no idea what this man is capable of, but he does exactly what he's told, hoping the situation doesn't escalate. The man says police will arrive to handle the trespassing charge. Then he loads Jared's camera bag into his trunk and has him get into the car. They drive to the front of the factory to wait. It takes well over an hour for officers to show up. When they finally arrive, they separate the two men and get both sides of the story. Jared cooperates fully. The officers place him under arrest for trespassing, while the armed man remains at the property. But before Jared is even processed at the county jail, a call comes over the radio. A shooting at the same abandoned factory, and two more explorers had approached the location. A gunfire was reported. According to later information, the rounds were non-lethal pellets, and the two victims survived with minor injuries. Police return to the scene and take the shooter into custody. After Jared is booked, photographed, held for paperwork, he's released in the early hours of the morning. It's the kind of incident that exposes the unpredictable, high-risk reality behind it. Expect rusted staircases, weak floors, dangerous air. Don't expect a confrontation with a man carrying a gun. This was exploration gone wrong in the most literal sense. This next video was uploaded by a YouTube user known as the Flying Halucha and was filmed inside his grandmother's house in England on New Year's Eve, just before the start of 2019. According to him, strange things have been happening in the home for a long time, long enough that he admits he never really questioned us until this night. The video begins on the stairs. A cross hanging on the wall suddenly shifts on its own. Almost immediately, the hell is that? Jason's nothing. Start fine. Jeez. Wait, it says fire. It said nothing, would it? It's too heavy to be able to move on. Skip. Oh, the hell? What's that? Santa Claus. What's that thing? It fell from there. What did you find? Nothing's broken, it just fell from there. It was hit to death. Objects begin falling from shelves. First a Santa toy, then a birthday card. As this happens, his grandmother is standing right beside him, and she doesn't react. She continues tidying up, focused on her own task, as objects fall around. When her grandson points it out and asks her to look, she ignores it completely. Not confused, not frightened, just uninterested, as if this is something she's learned not to acknowledge. As he keeps recording, more items are thrown, not all at once, one by one, directed toward the space they're standing in. Still, his grandmother doesn't stop what she's doing. She doesn't even turn around. At one point, he hears something from the stairs. He turns the camera toward them, but nothing is visible, and no sound is picked up by the recording. When he comes back and asks his grandmother if she said something, her reaction is immediate and uncomfortable.
No, you didn't say that. Don't talk to me about it. I don't want to know about it.
She tells him to stop. She tells him she doesn't want to talk about it. She says she isn't interested. Her tone isn't angry, but it's firm, almost defensive, like someone shutting down a conversation they've had too many times before. In the description of the video, he explains that this behavior wasn't unusual, that his grandmother often tried to ignore what was happening. A year later, he uploads another clip. This one's quieter, more reflective. He's sitting with his grandmother, asking her questions submitted by viewers. As they talk, something else becomes noticeable. Behind her, a Santa toy sits on a shelf. Throughout the entire conversation, its arm moves related. It continues moving while neither of them reacts to it. What makes this footage unsettling isn't the objects being thrown. It's the contrast. One person witnessing something they don't understand, and another person who seems to understand it well enough to look away. A TikTok user who works at a small clothing store decided to check the security footage after hours. Nothing unusual, just routine review. But then he saw this. A customer is browsing through the shirts, totally unaware, and right beside his legs, something darts into view for barely a second. Freeze the moment and look closely.
Look right here. Look right here. Right here. Look. What is that? What is that? It is just gone, bro. It's there, and now it's not. It's there, and now it's not, bro. What is that?
What is that? What is that?
It's small, tiny, maybe 20 centimeters tall. Humanoid shape, quick movement, and gone before you can even blink. Most
Enhanced hydration for your winter reset with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink and 5 essential supplements. Enhanced hydration for surviving the 6 a.m. Pilates run or your post-workout plunge. Own your ritual with Liquid IV.
Looking for storage and office solutions? United Rentals has you covered. We have storage and office containers for every job site. United Rentals.
TikTok is filled with strange videos, but nothing compares to these terrifying clips. Creepy paranormal activity. Bone-chilling entities and rituals gone wrong. These are TikTok's most disturbing videos. Otherworldly spirits are meant to stay away for a reason, and this video is proof. As the family was trying to contact spirits using their Ouija board, the lights turned off too, and they all began freaking out. Yeah, they stopped the ritual at once. That's why you shouldn't go knocking on every door. Cursed inheritance. A man shared some terrifying moments on his social media after he inherited a massive house from his mother. In the final letter, she told him to get rid of it, but he got curious. The house was old. After going through documents and newspapers, he realized no one had lived there for decades. Soon, things got darker. He began hearing horrifying noises inside and outside the house. And even saw an entity with glowing eyes. While exploring, he discovered a voodoo doll, which would also appear outside his car's windshield mysteriously. The house belonged to an ancestor who worked as a doctor in Africa in the 1930s and brought back mysterious trophies. Then the paranormal activity started. He was even trapped there since his car got punctured mysteriously multiple times. He is currently still giving updates, so let's see what happens next. Kitchen haunting. Watch this casual hangout turn terrifying. 2 friends were in the kitchen, chatting, when suddenly a chair tipped over on its own, and it didn't stop there. Something invisible began dragging it across the floor right before their eyes. The friend who lived there explained that this had happened before, and at that exact moment, an entire stand toppled, as if the entity was responding. I seriously have no idea how they stayed so calm in that situation, especially after what happened next. The stroller came crashing in, and when a dish tray fell too, that was the breaking point. I don't know if they left the house after that or not. Spanish Cup game. Here's a classic example of the saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The video from 2017 shows 3 friends playing a Spanish game called the Cup Game, which is played using an inverted cup to contact spirits. They didn't think it would actually work and got up. Little do they know, a spirit had already crossed over. Their camera recorded the inverted glass sliding across the paper. The friends noticed it, and suddenly the curtains began moving behind them. Then everything went dark. The shaky camera recorded lots of screams and mysterious noises as the spirit turned the moment into a nightmare. It began affecting them physically too, and there are no updates of what happened next. Dark spirit. Messing with dark rituals always ends badly, and this video is proof. In the video, we can see a group of friends surrounding a man with candles placed all around him. They were trying to contact otherworldly spirits to gain superhuman powers. But doing that, the doors suddenly began slamming shut again and again with terrifying force. Everything around them went completely out of control. They realized that something truly evil had answered them instead of what they expected. So they had to stop the ritual immediately. Nightmarish adventure. Two friends in Malaysia had just stepped into the creepiest abandoned house in their town, thinking it would be a fun challenge. But just as they stepped in, they began hearing bone-chilling growls. Suddenly, an entity appeared out of nowhere and rushed at one of them as if to grab him. It kept vanishing only to appear again, and that unpredictability made the situation even more terrifying. They stopped recording and ran away for their lives. Haunted house. The TikTok user Troy Legault shared a haunting video on his account. It seemed like something sinister was living in his house. While he wasn't at home, his home security camera captured mysterious sounds in his house. Suddenly, the lights began flickering as more distorted sounds were recorded. Then, the cupboard door opened on its own, and just as mysteriously, it slammed shut after something growled from inside. Troy had always thought his house was haunted, but this video finally proved his suspicions. Paranormal security footage. This man didn't know that his home turned into a haunted house every night, but the following video revealed everything. When he turned off the lights, the security camera recorded the door swinging on its own. It didn't stop there, because soon things began falling too. He would often think that natural factors like wind from open windows or poorly organized things would cause them to fall every night. But once he saw this footage, he realized something paranormal was at play. Echoing voice. Watch this lighthearted video take a really dark turn. TikTok user Maddie had been recording herself, but suddenly she heard another voice in the room. It was faint, but seemed to have mimicked her. Here's another creepy fact. She'd been completely alone at that time. She began panicking and thought she might be schizophrenic. But the camera had clearly recorded her voice echoing back. What would you have done in this situation? Entity house invasion. The man who recorded this lived completely alone. In the video, he returned home after being away and started hearing creepy noises. The sounds freaked him out so much that he began recording. He opened the front door and saw a cloth draped over what looked like a tall figure. When he checked again, the cloth suddenly dropped to the ground, like there was nothing but air beneath it. That moment scared him witless because only a ghost could do that, so he left to stay at a friend's house for the night. TikTok gone wrong. In the following video, a couple was recording a cute TikTok video. If you're thinking what could go wrong in that, watch closely. Suddenly, the door to their room opened, and a dark, creepy figure appeared too. The couple bolted out of the room like their life depended on it. And maybe it did. Since they'd left their phone behind in their panic, it captured a table and what looked like a white paper moving in the left bottom corner of the frame. They only dared to return after an hour to retrieve the phone. Your nightmare. Here's a reminder why you should never meddle with something you don't fully understand. A man had been messing around with a Ouija board the night before, and things took a terrifying turn. Late at night, he woke up to the sudden sound of Alexa speaking on its own. Everything went downhill from there. He began hearing thudding and banging sounds through the house. Like something invisible was running around. Wherever the noises went, objects started moving too, as if an unseen entity was physically affecting them. Then the lights went out completely. Only after 30 minutes, everything finally stopped, and he threw the Ouija board away the next day. Midnight prayer. In the Iron Palace inside Mexico City's historic center, a security guard experienced something really unsettling. While the store was closed, several Alexa devices suddenly activated at the same time. Without any command, they began reciting the Divine Mercy Chaplet. Their voices were perfectly synchronized, like a group in prayer. This went on for an hour, and when he uploaded the video online, it gained millions of views in a week, since viewers believed something supernatural had been controlling the devices. Bicycle. A man couldn't find his bicycle and began searching for it all over his village, thinking someone had stolen it, but he realized no human was behind it. He eventually found the cycle in an abandoned area on the edge of the village, and it was moving on its own. It seemed like a ghost was controlling it. The creepiest part was that this exact spot was already avoided by everyone in the village because it was believed to be haunted. After seeing that, the man decided the bicycle was as good as gone and left it there. Paranormal apartment. You need to see what this camera captured in a man's kitchen. He feared something was really off in this apartment because every night he would hear mysterious sounds from the kitchen, which is why he installed the camera. One night, paranormal store. An employee finishing her late-night shift at a store noticed something creepy. The refrigerator doors began swinging on their own, each time they banged shut with such force. It was as if an angry ghost was causing it. This had been happening for nearly a week, but the shopkeeper never believed the employees. The store's CCTV wasn't working, so this time she decided to record the strange activity on her own phone, hoping her video would finally convince her manager to take the situation seriously. Mysterious presence. This homeowner thought he wasn't alone at his home, so he installed a security camera. One night, it finally captured something terrifying. He'd just drawn the curtains shut, but as he left, they slid open on their own. The curtains were neatly parted in the middle, so it couldn't have been the wind. After noticing that, the man closed them again only for them to open once more, since he not only caught it on camera, but also experienced it himself. It was no doubt his house was haunted. Haunted kitchen. The following CCTV footage from a restaurant's kitchen shows some employees on duty, but the camera captured proof of another presence. While they worked, things on the counter moved on their own. At first, an object moved ever so slightly, so no one noticed it. But after some time, a pair of tongs fell off the counter completely. An employee picked it up, but dismissed it. It seemed like she wasn't aware of what was really going on, but it was only a matter of time until they'd all found out. Witching dust. On the 30th of November, 2022, two women in Vallejo Park walked towards a shopkeeper, Luis Martinez's house. One of them seemed to be guarding, as the other one spread mysterious white powder at the doorstep. It had happened at about 6 a.m. before he woke up. And after seeing this footage, he couldn't identify them, but he thought someone had sent these women to cast a spell on him through that witching dust, since he owed money to different people. Seriously, guys, keep an eye open for those who visit your doorstep. Witchcraft ritual. A TikTok user, Yee Rodriguez, shared a really disturbing CCTV video. Every day at around 3 a.m., this strange old woman would pass by the door of this family's house. Each time, she performed really odd gestures, just like this moment from the 23rd of October, 2024, when she was moving a stick strangely. When things are this strange and repetitive, they become ritualistic. The family believed this woman was performing witchcraft on them, so they alerted authorities to identify and catch her. Haunted office. This office in Castlefield House on Liverpool Road, Manchester, is known as the most haunted office. After finding the office in a mess each morning, management checked the CCTV to find who was behind it. This is what they saw in this video from the 1st of November 2012. Chairs can be seen moving on their own. Not just that, some of the computer screens flashed randomly even though they were switched off. Doors swung mysteriously and stacks of important documents flew everywhere. This was proof the office was haunted, and this information made many employees flee. Mysterious wax figure. A family in Guatemala called a priest after their daughter kept hearing strange noises in her room. She's been terrified for weeks. When the priest arrived, he felt a dark presence coming from the bed. He cut it open and found something terrifying inside. It was a black bag with a small wax figure. It seemed like someone had magically placed it in her room for witchcraft, and after that, they got rid of it. Mysterious handprints. TikTok user Kristen Grace, who lived alone with her cats, had just woken up from a nap. And you won't believe what she found.
With two cats. They don't have hands. I would not do that. I woke up to this in my bedroom.
On the wall of her bedroom, there were two dark handprints. She recorded it and immediately shared it online. And her viewers had a lot of wild theories about this. They believed there was either a person secretly living in her house, or her house was haunted. Both possibilities were equally disturbing, but Kristen hasn't given us any other updates yet.
That's my bed. Look for that.
Scary gym incident. In this TikTok video, a man was alone in a gym as he was stretching. The camera captured some straps from gym equipment moving in the distance. He didn't notice that, but when a medicine ball began rolling towards him, he realized something was wrong. He didn't remember his belongings, but suddenly an invisible force yanked him by his legs and lifted him up. The man managed to break free from the invisible grasp and ran downstairs. He reached the reception desk to explain what happened, but it's not clear if anyone believed him or not. Spooky experiences. A man had been going through something really disturbing because strange paranormal events kept happening around him.
Did you see that?
He tried telling his family, but they thought he was just dealing with psychological issues. So in the end, he began recording everything, hoping his viewers would believe him. Objects would move on their own, and whatever spirit was behind it even seemed to respond to him. He also felt like he was being watched all the time. To this day, he has not found a solution as the paranormal events have not stopped. But do you believe his story?
Sounds like Mojo time. Feel the fun with exclusive casino games you won't find anywhere else. Groovy. If McDavid and Bedard had ambitions to become music producers, CIBC would provide a personalized plan.
$1 million as a kid, I practically owned the art.
So, you're finally here. Hey fellas, how's it going?
I've been better, kind of pissed off.
What's wrong, Donnie?
He's just mad that Ron DeSantis announced his run for president. Donald here feels threatened.
Who does he think he is running against me? I deserve the nomination, no questions asked.
Donald, that's not how democracy works. Not that I'd expect you to know anything about that. What? You worried that he'll replace you as a presidential zombie?
Shut the hell up, Barack. I'm not worried at all, believe me. Anyways, where the hell is Joe? Taking a nap?
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I've been busy running a country. You know how it is.
Yeah, not sure I call what you're doing running the country.
Do something, Joe. You're president of the United States, even if you cheated to get there.
I don't think I should get involved in all that as president. And also, fuck you, Donnie. I kicked your ass fair and square.
Well, we just gotta hope and pray nothing bad happens. Bad enough that Lloyd Klein has gone for Black Ops 3. It'd be horrible if plutonium was next. Fuck Activision.
I think that's a good point to end that conversation on, George. How about we start a game of zombies?
Ooh, can we play Keno? I love that man.
Yeah, whatever. I know you two Democrats love that lame baby map. But I admit, after our latest adventures, a laid-back map like Keno sounds refreshing.
All right, glad we're in agreement. Let's lobby up and get this game started.
If only we were playing the superior Black Ops 3 version. How are we supposed to survive the high rounds without gobblegums?
Yeah, I won't miss those little gumballs. So tasty.
Well, Donald, I know you're used to having everything in life handed to you on a silver platter. So no surprise that includes every perk at the start of the game.
Fuck you, Barack. By the way, I call the Thunder Gun.
Donald, you can't just call the Thunder Gun. It's whoever gets it out of the box first.
I'm just saying, if one of you nerds gets the Thunder Gun, you better not take it.
Donald, you're crazy if you think that's going to happen.
Anyways, I'm gonna dolphin dive off the top of the stairs because it's fun to do.
Ooh, I want to try. Yahoo! Really, Joe? Yahoo? Who are you, Super fucking Mario?
Well, if Joe is Super Mario, then you're definitely Bowser.
Oh, I'm Bowser, am I? Well, he was pretty based in the Super Mario Brothers movie. Jack Black killed it. I mean, Peaches? A banger song.
I'm sick of hearing that song. It got old really quick.
Don't be a hater, George. Peaches, 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 peaches.
Shut up, Donald. I will leave if I have to listen to your annoying-ass voice singing that song.
I thought you sounded pretty good, Donald. That's a load of cat, Joe. By the way, I just need to do that Friday. M14 gang for life, you noob. Shut up, Barack. The Olympia's goated. I mean, he puts Dragon's breath on his impact.
Now, that gun is awful, Joe. With or without fire bullets.
Get in the box. Come on, get it into the thunder gun. Hell yeah, now that's what I'm talking about.
What the hell is that box of? Donald doesn't deserve to wonder that.
Yo, an Instakill and double points. Iconic deal.
Chocolate chip and my tummy.
Jesus, Joe, why do you say tummy as an 80-year-old man?
Why did you tweet more than a 16-year-old girl wants president?
Well, he's cooking your ass, Donald.
No, stop arguing. Let's make our way to this.
The Stage, that's a goated album by Avenged Sevenfold.
Damn, Donald has taste. I'm excited for this album to drop on June 2nd. That heavy metal stuff is too much for me. I can never understand what they're saying.
Well, Joe, what do you listen to? What are your top 3 albums?
Oh, that's an easy one. Kids Bop 11, Kids Bop 29, and Kids Bop 4. Such classic albums. Joe, what a liberal fuck.
I'm just going to ignore that and open up the Stage. I'll turn power on as well. And it's on.
Y'all are really sleeping on this Olympia. Shit hits harder than the Adderall I have to pop to stay cognizant.
Not something I publicly share, Joe.
Well, now, Hunter's situation makes more sense. Like father, like son.
Heads up, Donald Trump is Avengers to the building.
So, how do we do the Easter egg on this man?
Joe, there's no Easter. Glad you asked, Joe. Follow me. See this ladder on the stage? You can knock it down and we can escape the theater.
Sounds like a load of malarkey to me, but I'll trust you. I mean, this wouldn't be our first time escaping a theater recently. What with the whole Willard Wyler situation?
All you gotta do is chuck a grenade up there and knock it down.
Okay, here goes. Right, nothing happened. Did I mess up, John?
Ha ha! Gotcha, Joe. Around here, we like to do what I call... a little trolling.
To be fair, Joe, that's one of the oldest myths on this map. You guys are good. Some things never change, I suppose. Donald will always make jokes at Joe's expense.
Donald, you jerk. I wasted a precious grenade trying to knock down that ladder.
Grenades are pretty fucking useless in zombies, Joe.
I think it's pretty fun using grenades to blow up those meat sacks like the Middle Eastern hospital patients.
Of course you do, Brock. You need help, dude.
Oh shit, here come hellhounds. Better get the iconic glitch spot.
Donald, have you no decency glitching in zombies? The shame.
Joe, it's just a game. Calm down. You're just mad that I got here first. You have to actually try not to die.
Both of these quit bickering like an old married couple. Can we have one game of zombies where we just act like friends? Dude, this China Lake weapon fucking sucks. Holy hell.
Well, I'm surprised you don't think it's the best weapon in the game, Coach. You usually have the absolute worst takes of zombies.
So now that you mentioned it, Donald, I'm actually having fun using this thing. Maybe I'll pack a bunch of...
Joe, if that thing sucks even after packing it, don't do it.
All I know is that if Joe is using the China Lake and the Olympia, then he's going to go down a lot. They use ballistic knives for easy rebuys. Just watch me, Barry. I say whoever is the most generous between us has to pay the other $100. Deal. About to make the easiest $100 in my life. Donald, you can partake as well. I know your ass is going to need all the money you can get to cover your legal expenses.
Fake news. The witch hunts will never end. But fine, I'll take part in your little deal. I mean, I did master the art